Now let's look a little bit into Web3 and businesses, how it can help you grow your business. And really, at the highest level, it helps both fronts. It helps on business-to-business relationships, where you can share information, collaborate with other businesses better. It gets you that global scale that was mentioned a little earlier. It also helps you reach the consumers of the future, right? The digital consumer. So we'll start with Web3 and finance. And there's a natural marriage between these two concepts because the economy itself that we operate is constantly looking for more efficient ways to operate in a digital world. And it's kind of held back in its journey right now as it's going through this digital journey. First, it's being built on a lot of siloed systems, right? There's a lot of heavy data matching that has to be done. And this introduces inefficiencies such as additional cost. My favorite example is actually wiring cash. I do this quite a bit, but it costs me $25 to wire cash overseas. There's a person who I send to gets charged another $15. And then it takes about 7 days to actually get the wire transfer complete. And maybe 10% of my wire transfers get rejected because there's some additional and necessary KYC steps that happen in the middle. And I'm not saying Web3 is going to replace 100% of that because some of the protection needs to be there. But I think Web3 can shorten down the transaction time to maybe within a day. Right? I know when I send cryptocurrency payment, that settles in seconds, right? But let's put in some of those KYCs and let's take, maybe an extra hour or so to make sure I'm sending it to the right place. Second, there's a growing cost of regulatory compliance, right? And this is partially due to consumer privacy, such as GDPR, but it's also due to some of the crises that we've emerged from. 2008, Lehman crisis, 2012, I think the European crisis, has put a very heavy reporting burden on top of finance. And this is a challenge for most businesses to actually operate in. I think according to PwC, over $1 million is spent by companies just going through regulatory, just getting their regulatory compliance done every year. Finally, for all the global reach that finance has managed to accomplish, there's still a substantial population that is called unbanked or outside of the financial system today, which is about 25% of the world population. So how can DeFi help with this? Well, there's these digital smart contracts that increase the velocity of money. And from the earlier session, we know if the money gets out there faster and you can reuse it again faster, that's good for all businesses, and it's good for the economy as well. So smart contracts and kind of efficient settlement on a blockchain allows that to happen. Second, you don't have to build everything from the ground up because it's open source. There are all these, we'll call them widgets and smart contracts out there that can already be used, and they're battle tested, right? They're settling billions of dollars a day. Don't pick every smart contract out there. Pick the ones that are kind of been tested, run through the ropes. Third, cryptocurrencies, stablecoins, digital assets, they do present a different type of asset class, a new form of diversification as well as payment. And fourth, blockchain and Web3 actually simplifies a lot of the compliance because of two things. One, it's built on a transparent network within the permission parties, of course, but that history is always there. And two, because cryptocurrencies can be programmed, you can embed a lot of rich history with that cryptocurrency. Right? So if I want to track which asset this particular asset has interacted with in the past, what was the value of this asset in the past, it can now all be easily linked to something that's on a blockchain. Next, we'll look at Web3 and consumer engagement. The digital experience, independent creators, entertainment, those are all important aspects for the consumer and businesses of the future. According to Deloitte, about 70% of US consumers surveyed follow influencers online. They get their buying and get their purchase habits by following these influencers. It's not like when I grew up, whenever Nicole Kidman said something, I'm like, wow, I gotta go and do something that Nicole Kidman does. Or same thing with Tom Cruise, I gotta go buy that cool jeans. 41% of US consumers actually spend more time with user-generated content. It could be TikTok videos. Those are the ones that come up a lot. So independent creators and their communities are going to be very important for media companies and actually any brand name of the future. And this one, I wish I had stayed as a video game player in college, but video games is the #1 entertainment activity for Gen Z. Again, when we think about the next 20 years, like who's going to be driving purchase habits? Well, it's this Gen Z, right? So if they expect video games to be their #1 entertainment, they expect digital experiences, which also kind of links together why they expect 51% of their work to take place in the metaverse in some form or fashion.